Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Friday, June 7th, 2024. Today we will recap Game 1 of the NBA Finals, look ahead to Game 2, MLB, French Open, WNBA, soccer, Stanley Final, AHL, Women's College World Series, golf, NASCAR, Formula 1, news and notes, NBA mock draft, and best bet. We'll kick it off with the NBA Finals. We'll go over Game 1 and we'll look ahead to Game 2. Boston beats Dallas 107-89 to take a 1-0 series lead. They had a 27-point lead after the first, or might have been 17. And it was 29 almost at the end of the second. They cut it to 8 at one point, but Boston pulled away after Joe Mazzulla called timeout after a Luka Doncic shot. Luka had 30 in defeat, 10 boards, but Jaylen Brown actually led the Celtics in scoring with 22. Sunday at 8 o'clock is Game 2 on ABC. Mike Breen, Doris Burke, J.J. Redick, Lisa Salters. On the call, my projections, Boston by 12. Total in that, 220, it was about the same range I had it in the other day. And it's 7 and 214.5. I'm still going to go with the over, but I actually think the Mavericks, I'm not going to trust my number. I'm going to say the Mavericks even this baby up at 1 apiece come Sunday night, and we're going to be talking about a whole new ball game, best of 5. Now I'll go over the baseball results from yesterday and look ahead to today and the weekend. Jays over to O's 6-5, Royals over to Guardians 4-3, Mariners over to A's 3-0. Dodgers over to Pirates 11-7, Braves over to Nats 5-2, so best bet wins. Yanks over to Twins 8-5, Reds over to Cubs 8-4, Rockies over to Cardinals 3-2, Red Sox over to White Sox 14-2, White Sox 14 straight losses, and the D-backs over the Padres 4-3 on a controversial strike 3 call to end that game. All right, 6:30 tonight, Brewers Tigers. TBD and Reese Olson. We'll see if this line is posted. And if not, I'm going to pick the Brewers if they're a dog. Apple TV Plus, Twins, Pirates, Joe Ryan and Mitch Keller. Twins minus 104, Pirates plus 106, over under 8, overs minus 104, unders minus 118. Twins minus 5 plus 136, Pirates plus 1.5 minus 164. That's a hard one. I'm going to go with the over. 6:45, Braves Nats, Chris Sale, Jake Irvin. Braves minus 210, Nats plus 176, over under 8, minus 110 each way. Braves minus 1.5 is minus 20, Nats plus 1.5 is even money. I'm going to go with the under. 650, O's Rays. Cole Irvin and Aaron Savali. O's minus 118, Rays even money, over under 8, overs minus 05, unders minus 118. O's minus 1.5 is plus 142, Rays plus 1.5 is minus 172. Orioles money line minus 118. All right, the big one. 7 o'clock, Apple TV Plus, Dodgers Yankees. Yoshi Yamamoto and Cody Petit. Dodgers minus 126, Yanks plus 108, over under 8.5, overs even money, unders minus 1 or even money, overs minus 122. Dodgers minus 1.5 plus 130, Yanks plus 1.5 is minus 156. This is a tough one. But I'm gonna go with the under, but I don't feel good about it. Next up is Cubs Reds at 7 o'clock. Justin Steele and Nick Lodolo. Pick them even minus 180 each way, over under 9. Overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Cubs minus 1.5 plus 142. Reds plus 1.5 is minus 172. I'm going with the Reds at home minus 108. Guardians Marlins. Logan Allen, Ryan Weathers. Guardians minus 126, Marlins plus 108, over under 8, overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Guardians -1.5 +134. Marlins +1.5 is -162. Marlins at home as a dog, +108. 8 o'clock, Giants Rangers, Logan Webb and Michael Lorenzen. Giants -124, Rangers +106, over under 7.5, overs -124, unders +102. Giants -1.5 +134, Rangers +1.5 is -162. I'm going to go with the Rangers outright, +106. Michael Lorenzen hasn't been bad this year for Texas. Red Sox, White Sox. White Sox trying to snap the losing streak. Cooper Criswell and Garrett Crochet. White Sox -110, Red Sox -106, over under 7.5, overs -105, unders -115. Boston -1.5 +150, White Sox +1.5 is -184. So the White Sox are favored. And they've lost 14 straight. Vegas is telling you something. I'm going to hold my nose and I'm going to pick the White Sox. And -110. Mariners Royals, Bryce Miller and Daniel Lynch. Mariners -124, Royals +106, over under 9, overs -112, unders -108. Mariners -1.5 +130, Royals +1.5 is -156. Under, that is way too high of a total. Rockies Cardinals 8:15, Austin Gomber, Lance Lynn. Cards -188, Rockies +158, over under 7.5, overs -118, unders -104. Rockies +1.5 is -137, Cards -1.5 +114, over. Don't feel good about it though. 9:30, Astros Angels, Framber Valdez, Griffin Canning. Astros -184, Angels +154, over under 8.5, overs -112, unders -108. Astros -1.5 and Angels +1.5 -110 each way. I'm gonna go with the over, but I don't feel strong about it. D-backs Padres, Brandon Pfaadt, Michael King. Padres -120, D-backs +102, over under 7.5, overs -115, unders -105. D-backs -1.5 +162, Padres +1.5 is -200. I like the over. Brandon Pfaadt's involved, so that's like an auto over. And Blue Jays A's, Chris Bassett and Hogan Harris. Jays -136, A's +116, over under 7.5, overs -120, unders -102. Jays -1.5 +132, A's +1.5 is -146. I'm actually going to go to Oakland outright, +116. Hogan Harris hasn't been terrible this year. All right, Saturday, 1 o'clock on Fox from London, Phillies Mets. Rangers Suarez, Shaw Mania. 4 o'clock, Braves Nats. Charlie Morton, Mackenzie Gore. Twins Pirates. Simeon Woods, Richardson, TBD. Giants Rangers, TBD, Andrew Heaney. Jays A's, Kevin Gossman, Luis Medina. O's Rays, Grayson Rodriguez, Taj Bradley. Red Sox White Sox, Brian Balo, Nick Nastrini. Cubs Reds, Ben Brown, Andrew Abbott. Brewers Tigers, Freddie Peralta, Casey Mize. Mariners Royals, Luis Castillo, Alec March. So a lot of 4 o'clock games. Rockies Cards, Ryan Feltner, Kyle Gibson. 7:30 on Fox, Dodgers Yankees, Gavin Stone and Nestor Cortez. If the Yankees are a dog in that one, I'd bet the Yanks. And also on Fox is Guardians Marlins. Why is this game on Fox? I don't know. Ben Lively, TBD. D-backs Padres should low-key be the Fox game. Ryan Nelson, Matt Waldron. And Astros Angels at 10, Hunter Brown and Tyler Anderson. All right, Sunday, 10 a.m. on ESPN from London, Mets Phils. Jose Quintana, Taijuan Walker. 1 o'clock on Roku, Giants Rangers, TBD Nate Valdi. 1:30 Braves Nats, Max Fried, DJ Hers. Twins Pirates, Bailey Ober, Jared Jones. O's Rays, Corbin Burns, Zach Little. Cubs Reds, Shota Imanaga, Frankie Montas. Guardians Marlins, Carlos Carrasco, Trevor Rogers. Brewers Tigers, Bryce Wilson, Tariq Skubal. 2 o'clock Red Sox White Sox, Cutter Crawford, Chris Flexen. Mariners Royals, George Kirby, Cole Reagans. Rockies Cards 2:15. Tie block Andre Palante. 4 o'clock Angels hosting the Astros, Justin Verlander, Patrick Sandoval. Jays A's, TBD Mitch Spence. D-backs Padres, TBD and Adam Mazur. And then on Sunday Night Baseball, 7 o'clock ESPN from the Bronx, Dodgers Yankees, Carl Ravitch, David Cohn, Eduardo Perez, and Buster Olney on the call. I personally think Michael Kay should get this opportunity just for this week. Maybe I'm biased, but maybe one day if Carl Ravitch has some college Oh, wait! The College Baseball World Series is going on, and Carl Ravitch does that. Tyler Glasnow and Luis Heel. So really good pitching matchup on Sunday Night Baseball. All right, NCAA baseball. We do have some NCAA baseball that I want to get to. So today at noon, you have UConn and 8 seed Florida State in the Tallahassee Super Regional. Florida State minus 330, UConn plus 240 over under 11.5, minus 140 each way. And it's plus 2.5, minus 114 each way. I'm going to go over 3 o'clock ESPN2, Evansville and 1 seed Tennessee. Tennessee minus 850, Evansville's 5-1, over under 13.5, minus 140 each way. Vols minus 1.5, or minus 4.5 is minus 138. Evansville plus 4.5 is plus 106. I'm going to go with the over. 6 o'clock ESPN, West Virginia and 4 seed North Carolina. North Carolina minus 8, West Virginia plus 210, over under 11.5, overs minus 130, unders minus 102. West Virginia plus 2.5 is minus 106. Carolina minus 2.5 is minus 122. I'm going to go with West Virginia on the run line, plus 2.5 at minus 106. At 7 o'clock on ESPN2 is Charlotte Super Regional, Kansas State and 12 seed Virginia. Virginia minus 350, Kansas State plus 255, over under 12.5, overs, or 13.5, minus 112 is the over, unders minus 118. K-State plus 2.5 is even money. Virginia minus 2.5 is minus 130. I like the over, but I don't feel good about it. So UConn, Florida State's Tallahassee. Evansville, Tennessee is Knoxville. West Virginia, North Carolina is Chapel Hill. And Kansas State, Virginia is Charlottesville. In a busy slate Saturday, 11 o'clock ESPN2, 1 seed Tennessee, Evansville. ESPN, 8 seed Florida State, UConn. 12 o'clock ESPN, 10 seed NC State, 7 seed Georgia. That's 8th in Super Regional. 2 o'clock ESPN2, Oregon, and 3 seed Texas A&M. That's Bryan College Station Super Regional. 2 o'clock on ESPN, Florida, 6 seed Clemson. That's the Clemson Super Regional. 3 o'clock ESPNU, 12 seed Virginia and Kansas State. 6 o'clock ESPNU, 15 seed Oregon State and 2 seed Kentucky. Lexington Super Regional. And 8 o'clock on ESPN2, Chapel Hill Super Regional Game 2. 4 seed North Carolina and West Virginia. And then Sunday, 12 o'clock on U is Georgia, NC State. On 2, it's UConn, Florida State, 2:30 ESPN. 6 seed Clemson, Florida. 3 o'clock ESPN2, West Virginia, 4 seed North Carolina. ESPNU, Kansas State, 12 seed Virginia. 6 o'clock ESPNU, Evansville, 1 seed Tennessee. 7:30 ESPN2, 3 seed Texas A&M and Oregon. And 9 o'clock on ESPNU, 2 seed Kentucky and 15 seed Oregon State. Now we'll go over the French Open results from the past couple of days and look ahead to the weekend coming up. So we'll start with the men's. Wednesday, 4 seed Alexander Zverev over 11 seed Alex de Minaur in 3 sets. In the other quarterfinal, 7 seed Casper Ruud over 1 seed Novak Djokovic in a walkover because of Djokovic's injury. 2 semifinals today, 8:30. 3 seed Carlos Alcaraz and 2 seed Jannik Sinner. Should be a really good match this morning. Alcaraz minus 146, Sinner plus 122. I think this is going to be a good match. I'm going to go Alcaraz 3-2 plus 430. And then on the other side, 11:30, 7 seed Casper Ruud and 4 seed Alexander Zverev. Zverev minus 168, Ruud plus 104. I think Ruud wins plus 4-4, and I'm going to take him in 5 sets, 3-2, so plus 480. Casper Ruud, 3-2 at plus 480. In the title, I am going to go with Alcaraz over Ruud in 4 sets. All right, women's side. So, quarterfinals on Wednesday. Mira Andreeva upsets 2 seed Arena Sabalenka in 3 sets. And 12 seed Jasmine Paolini over 4 seed Alina Rybakina in 3 sets. And then yesterday, 12 seed Jasmine Paolini over Mira Andreeva in 2 sets, and 1 seed Iga Swiatek over 3 seed Coco Gauff in 2 sets. And in the final on Saturday, 1 seed Iga Swiatek and 12 seed Jasmine Paolini. Iga Swiatek's minus 300, and Jasmine Paolini is plus 1060 for this one. I'm going to go with this is a tough one. First set score after 2 games, I'm going to go Iga Swiatek 2-0 at minus 115 for the pick there. Now we'll go over the WNBA results from yesterday and look ahead to tonight and the weekend. Commissioner's Cup Liberty over the Dream 78-61. Commissioner's Cup Sky over the Mystics 79-71. A lot of games tonight. 7:30 on Iron. Commissioner's Cup Fever Mystics. Should be an interesting game. Caitlin Clark and company going for win number 3. Mystics 0-10. They're due. The Fever giving 1.5 total 161.5. This is a rat line. I hate to do this. I love Caitlin Clark, but I'm taking the Mystics to get their first win. Plus 1.5, plus 106. 10 o'clock on Iron. Commissioner's Cup Storm Aces. The Aces are giving 8.5 total 167.5. I'm taking the Storm plus the points. That's too high. Wings Sparks. The Wings are giving 3.5 totals 160.5. I'm going to take the over. Lynx Mercury. Another Commissioner's Cup game. The Lynx are giving 6 total 163.5. I'm going to take the Mercury getting 6, and I am willing to go plus 205 outright as well. All right, Saturday, 1 o'clock on ABC, Liberty Sun. Fantastic game. Connecticut's favored. As honestly, they should be. They're undefeated. The Liberty have 2 losses. And I think that's what the line would have been if it was Vegas as well. 5 o'clock NBA TV, Dream Sky. And then Sunday, 3 o'clock on MNMT, Mystics Liberty. These are all Commissioner's Cup games, by the way. 4 o'clock, Mercury Wings. 7 o'clock, Storm Lynx. And 9 o'clock, Aces Sparks. Okay, now we'll move on to soccer. We'll go over the results of note from yesterday and look ahead to the weekend. A lot of World Cup stuff and international friendlies. So we'll start with the friendlies. Gibraltar, Wales, 0-0 draw, and Netherlands over Canada, 4-0. All right, we have a lot of betting stuff in soccer coming up. So, 8 a.m. you have Cambodia and Magnolia. Cambodia minus 175, Magnolia plus 410. The draw is 3-1. I like the draw at 3-1. Czechia and Malta at 11:30. Czech Republic is minus 950. Malta 18-1. The draw is plus 650. I like over 3.5 goals plus 118. At noon, Armenia and Kazakhstan. Armenia plus 110. Kazakhstan plus 230. The draw is plus 210. I'm going to go with the draw plus 210. 1 o'clock, Albania and Azerbaijan. Albania minus 115. Azerbaijan plus 330. Draw plus 210. I'm going with Albania at minus 115. Don't feel strong about it, though. Belarus, Russia. That is not posted. Some of these games aren't posted. I'm going to say Russia wins that one. Romania and Liechtenstein. Romania minus 3,500. Liechtenstein is 16-1. The draw is 13-1. I like over 3.5 goals at minus 114. 245, England, Iceland.
England minus 13.50. Iceland's 19-1. Draws 9-1. I'm going to go with result in both to score. England plus 180. Germany, Greece. Germany minus 430. Greece 9-1. The draws plus 440. Germany should win that. I'm going over 3.5 goals plus 146. Poland, Ukraine. Poland plus 140. Ukraine plus 190. Draw 2-1. Good game. I'm going Poland plus 140. Scotland, Finland. Scotland minus 150. Finland plus 390. The draws plus 260. Over 2.5 goals plus 110. And 8:30 p.m. Peru, Paraguay. Peru plus 140. Paraguay plus 190. The draws 2-1. I'm going with Peru plus 140. Saturday's busy too. 9 a.m. Slovenia, Bulgaria. Noon, Hungary, Israel. Moldova, Cyprus. Sweden, Serbia. Switzerland, Austria. 12:45 Portugal, Croatia. 1:30 Denmark, Norway. 2 o'clock Belgium, Luxembourg. 3:30 Spain, North Ireland. 5:30 on TNT, U.S., Colombia. And at 9 o'clock, Mexico and Brazil. By the way, I think the draw is a good one for the U.S. women's team. And then Sunday, 2:45, Italy and Bosnia-Herzegovina, Montenegro, Georgia, Slovakia, Wales, 3:15, France, Canada, and 7 o'clock, Argentina and Ecuador. We have a lot of CONCACAF coming up. So results from the second round: Jamaica over Dominican Republic 1-0, Haiti over St. Lucia 2-1, Honduras over Cuba 3-1, Panama over Guyana 2-0, El Salvador, Puerto Rico 0-0 draw, and Costa Rica over St. Kitts 4-0. All right, Saturday. All right, we're not going to give out picks because it's Saturday. 3 o'clock, Virgin Islands beat Guatemala, 3:30, Anguilla and Suriname, 4:30 Cayman Islands and Antigua Barbuda, 5:30 Bahamas and Trinidad, 8 o'clock Aruba, Curacao, and Belize, Nicaragua. And Sunday, 3, Dominica, Jamaica, St. Vincent, El Salvador, 5 o'clock Barbados, Haiti, Grenada, Costa Rica, 7 o'clock Bermuda, Honduras, and 9 o'clock Montserrat and Panama. So more FIFA World Cup qualifying. This is Africa. Group stage. So Malawi over St. Tome P 3-1. Guinea-Bissau, Ethiopia 0-0 draw. Sudan over Mauritania 2-0. Libya over Mauritius 2-1. Congo, Niger 0-0 draw. Where did I leave off? Oh no, I'm sorry, that was postponed. Egypt over Burkina Faso 2-1. Senegal, Congo DR 1-1 draw. Benin over Rwanda 1-0. Guinea over Algeria 2-1. Ghana over Mali 2-1. We don't have time to do all the picks. So the screen keeps going away. 9 o'clock, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, Kenya, Burundi, Mozambique, Somalia. At noon, Angola and Eswatini, Uganda and Botswana, Madagascar and the Comoro Islands. 3 o'clock, Nigeria, South Africa, Morocco, Zambia, Ivory Coast, Gabon. Saturday, only 2 games, 9 a.m. Cameroon, Cape Verde, and at noon, Gambia and Seychelles. Sunday, we have a couple, 9 a.m. Sao Tome and P in Liberia, at noon, Djibouti and Ethiopia, Mauritania and Senegal, Congo DR and Togo, and Namibia will be against Tunisia. So there you have it for the Africa. And then Australia results. Iraq over Indonesia 2-0. Australia over Bangladesh 2-0. Oh, this is the AFC results. Oman over Taipei 3-0. South Korea over Singapore 7-0. China, Thailand 1-1 draw. So it's pretty much Asia like out that way. Iran over Hong Kong 4-2. Vietnam over Philippines 3-2. Japan over Minor 5-0. North Korea over Syria 1-0. India and Kuwait 0-0 draw. Uzbekistan over Turkmenistan 3-1. Kyrgyz Republic and Malaysia 1-1 draw. Saudi Arabia over Pakistan 3-0. Afghanistan, Qatar 0-0 draw. UAE over Nepal 4-0. Palestine, Lebanon 0-0 draw. Jordan over Pakistan 3-0. And Bahrain, Yemen 0-0 draw. AFC second round will begin Tuesday. So let's go to the weekend. MLS. Saturday, 7:30, New England Red Bulls. Oh, there's only a couple of games. 8:30, Minnesota, Dallas, KC, Seattle, and St. Louis, Portland. That's crazy. Not a lot of MLS. Women's League, tonight, 8 o'clock, Louisville, Houston. Louisville minus 105, Houston plus 280, draw plus 240. Let's go Louisville minus 105. And at 10 on Prime Video, San Diego, Orlando. Orlando's red hot. Their favorite plus 160. San Diego plus 180, draw plus 220. I'm going to go with Orlando on the road plus 160. They're red hot. Saturday, 12:30, CBS, Gotham, Angel City. 7:30, Chicago Bay FC on Ion, Utah, Washington. 10 o'clock on Ion, Portland, North Carolina. And then Sunday at 6 o'clock, you have KC against Seattle. And USL. Saturday, 7:30, Charleston, Pittsburgh. Rhode Island, Detroit. 8 o'clock, Louisville, North Carolina. 8:30, Tulsa, San Antonio. Memphis, Colorado. 9 o'clock, New Mexico, Hartford. 10 o'clock, Monterey Bay, Sacramento. Oakland, Tampa. 10:30, Vegas, Miami. And 11 o'clock, Phoenix, Orange County. Sunday at 7 o'clock, you have Birmingham, Indy. So there you have it for notable soccer. And now, the Stanley Cup final. We will give out the pick for the series and game one. So we'll do it all together. So we have the the Edmonton Oilers against the Florida Panthers. I had Dallas in my head because that's who they beat. And plus I had the Mavericks in my head from the finals. So Edmonton, Florida, interesting series. All right, best player in the series is Connor McDavid. No doubt about it in my mind. How often do you see an underdog under pressure to win? I feel like that's what we have here with Edmonton, who really had to earn this finals berth, in my opinion. They beat Dallas. They beat Canucks in 7. And they also... they beat the Kings in 5, but, whatever. So the Florida is minus 130 in the series. And Edmonton is plus 108. So the coaching advantage, I give it to Paul Maurice. Chris Knobloch, all due respect, is a rookie coach in the Stanley Cup final. I love Knobloch. I wanted him to become the next head coach of the Rangers, but it was Peter Laviolette. And now, with the Rangers eliminated, people are probably saying, oh, well, Knobloch, you could have had him. He's in the final. But he also took over a situation that wasn't great. And he deserves a lot of credit for turning them around. I like Knobloch a lot. And listen, Laviolette did a good job with the Rangers. And this conversation about Knobloch probably shouldn't be had, but I'm just going to bring it up because it's a story. And he was the AHL coach of the Hartford Wolfpack. And, well, now here he is in the Stanley Cup final against Paul Maurice and the Panthers, but Paul Maurice is the better coach. Back-to-back finals, and this same Panthers team won the President's Trophy under Andrew Burnett. So this team's been really good for years now, and I think that Maurice is just a flat-out good coach and is finally getting the flowers and respect that he deserves. The story of the series, to me, could Connor McDavid finally do it and lead his team to a Stanley Cup victory and to end the Canadian Stanley Cup drought in terms of the Canada teams? So that's the big storyline to watch for me. Goaltending edge, I'd still give it to Florida with Bobrovsky over the Edmonton goalie, who, to his credit, played really well against Dallas and was a big part of shutting down the Stars. Stuart Skinner, 33 saves on 34 shots in Game 6. Number one star of the game, obviously. Edmonton only had like 10 shots on goal in that game. They were so bad in that Game 6, and they were so lucky to win that. Stuggert stood on his head. But yeah, that can't happen again for Edmonton, and Florida's not going to let that happen. And Bobrovsky really has earned that contract now. Because remember, we looked at that as such a bad contract, and, they're going to have to trade him, Spencer Knight, blah, blah, blah. No. Bobrovsky turned out to be one of the best free agent signings over the past decade in the NHL, and if they win, it's going to go down as one of the better ones in Florida Panthers franchise history, probably the best. So my pick to win the series, I'm going with the Panthers in 6. They're the better team. They're the better goalie. Granted, Edmonton has the first and second best players in the series, but Florida probably has the third best player in Matt Tkachuk, maybe the fourth best player in Sergei Bobrovsky. And Paul Maurice, I think, has done a great job, and I think this is this Panthers team time. And if Florida doesn't win it this year, then when are they going to win it? I know we're having questions about all these different teams. I know you could say the same for Edmonton. But granted, I think the East is weak and was an overrated conference because of how overrated the Hurricanes really were, and even the Rangers to some degree, now looking back. And this is a great chance for Florida to finally top this 3-year run off with the Stanley Cup. So Panthers in 6 games is plus 490. The favorite outcome here is Panthers in 7 at plus 410. That's just Edmonton bias, I think. Edmonton in 6 is the next favorite outcome, plus 460. Then Florida at 6, plus 490. Florida in 5 is 5-1. Edmonton in 7 is plus 550. Edmonton in 5 is 7-1. Florida sweeps 11-1. Edmonton sweep is 14-1. So like I said, it's going to be a good series. And I think that this is going to be a really, really fun series. Conn Smythe winner. Well, they have the 2025 odds out. That's crazy. So the Conn Smythe Trophy, there's no odds for that. That's weird. But I'm going to say it's going to be Bobrovsky. That'd be my guess. He's just been a fantastic goalie in the playoffs, and I think he's going to have a good series against Edmonton here. So I'm going to say he wins the Conn Smythe. If not him, then Matt Tkachuk. And in Game 1, Panthers minus 137, Edmonton plus 114, over under 5.5, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Edmonton plus 1.5 is minus 230. Florida minus 1.5 plus 188. By the way, 8 o'clock ABC. Sean McDonough, Red Ferraro, Emily Kaplan. So this is ABC's year to have the Stanley Cup. Next year is going to be Kenny Albert's team on TNT. So I'm going to go with the under in game one. I like the under. I think Skinner will play well. Obviously, Bravovsky will play well. I think it's going to be a 3-2 game. And I think it's going to be a defense, low scoring, a lot of nervousness. So I sense a low scoring game here. So I'm going under 5.5 at minus 104 for game one of the Stanley Cup final tomorrow night. And now the AHL. We had 2 conference finals games last night. So Cleveland over Hershey 3-2 to keep their season alive, and Milwaukee over Coachella Valley 7-2 to keep their season alive. So both games will be played at the same time on Saturday. I just think it's weird that these 2 games are being played at the same time. I think maybe it's because of arenas, in terms of availability with concerts and such. So both teams will be playing at 7 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, in Milwaukee's case, on Saturday. So my gut tells me that Cleveland and Milwaukee both win again. And then both of these series will go back to Hershey and Coachella Valley, respectively, on Monday night. So I'm going to say Cleveland wins. I'm going to say Cleveland 3-2 in OT. Milwaukee, let's go 4-2 with the last goal being an empty net. And then both teams force Game 6 to make things a little bit interesting. All right, Women's College World Series. We'll go over the result really quickly. Oklahoma, their 2 seed, wins over 1 seed Texas 8-4 to win the Women's College World Series. So congrats to Oklahoma. They do it again. And they are just a dynasty at this point. So Oklahoma Sooners women, they are just outstanding, and they have to be mentioned as like the Alabama of that sport. That's 4 straight NCAA titles for Oklahoma. 4 straight, and they weren't even the 1 seed. That was Texas. And Patty Gasso, in her 30th season, she's just fantastic. So, good for Oklahoma. 4 straight titles. And, like I said, they're the Alabama of women's college softball right now. They are. And I think they're the most dominant college sports team right now. They have to be. They're better than UConn. Granted, UConn won back-to-back, and boy, we have to talk about UConn in a couple of minutes in news and notes. But, yeah, good for Oklahoma, and let's see if they could do it 5 straight in a year from now. All right, now we'll move on to golf. We'll go over the current leaderboard for the Memorial Tournament. Your leader right now at 6 under is Adam Hadwin, and second right now, 5 under, is Mr. Scotty Scheffler. Tied for third, 4 under, Corey Connors, Ludwig Aberg, Xander Schauffele, and Colin Morikawa. Tied for 7th, 3 under, Brett Horschel, Victor Hoven, Ashke Bahita, Seamus Power, Tommy Fleetwood. Tied for 12th, 2 under, Nick Dunlap, Eric Cole, Tom Kim, Keegan Bradley, Emiliano Grillo, Alex Loren, Rory McIlroy, Byung-Gun On. Tied for 19th, 1 under, Victor Perez, Sam Burns, Tony Finau, Max Homa, Lucas Hodges, Justin Thomas. Tied for 26 with Ed Even, Peter Malnati, Adam Schenk, Taylor Hoke, Sai Woo Kim, Kristen Zito, Adam Svensson, Thomas Dietrich, Sepp Straka, and Jackson Koiven. Notables, tied for 35th, 1 under. David Thompson, Matt Fitzpatrick, Chris Goddard, Cam Davis, Heath Thiglia, Nate Taylor, Jason Day, Ryan Henley, Hideki Matsuyama. Tied for 44th, 2 over Shane Lowry, Jordan Spieth, Will Zalatoris, Taylor Pendrith. Tied for 48th with 3 over Brendan Todd, Patrick Cantlay, Matt Kuchar, Stefan Yeager, Davis Riley, Ben Griffin, Taylor Moore. By the way, Griffin tied for 55th with 4 over with Sunjam, Dylan McCarthy, Harry English, Cam Young, Kurt Katayama, Ricky Fowler. So my pick is not looking good right now. Tied 62nd with 5 over Adam Putnam, Wyndham Clark, Matthew Pavon, Austin Eckroat, Patrick Rogers, Brian Harmon. Tied for 68th with 6 over Jake Knapp, Lucas Glover, Chris Kirk, Mackenzie Hughes. 72nd, 7 over Brant Snecker. 73rd, 8 over Justin Rose. Now move on to NASCAR. We will preview and pick the weekend's races. No trucks until the end of June in Nashville. So no trucks for 3 weeks. Wow, that's a nice little break for the trucks. So the Sonoma 250 Xfinity from Sonoma tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Big NBC get this race. Peacock. USA. It'll probably be on USA or Peacock. Although I don't know about NASCAR on Peacock. I don't know if that's actually a thing. Wouldn't put it past NASCAR to do it. So my pick to win the Zip Buy Now, Pay Later 250. Let's go with Austin Hill at 18-1. And then the Cup Series race 330 from Sonoma. The Toyota State Bar 350. This is going to be an interesting one. I know Truex has owned this track, but he's overvalued at plus 550. I'm going to go with someone I don't think I've picked this year. Chris Buescher. He's 14-1. He's due. Let's go with Chris Buescher. And Formula One. They'll be in Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix from Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. That's going to be on at 2 o'clock. So them and NASCAR are going to be competing against each other. F1's probably going to be on, if I had to guess the network, probably ABC or ESPN. Max is the favorite, minus 250, of course. Who has value? I think Sergio has value at 25-1. I'm not picking Sergio to win the race. Sergio top 4, minus 105. Let's give that out as a pick. I'm not picking Sergio to win the race, but top 4 finish, minus 105. I like it. Because I think Max will probably win, because Max didn't win last time. So you know Max is going to be motivated. So I'm going to go Sergio, top 4 finish, minus 105. As a fun bet for that. And now move on to the news and notes for today. And boy, we have to start with Dan Early. He has been talking to the Lakers about their job, and he's apparently, according to Woj, the biggest target for the Lakers. That would be something if he were to leave UConn for the Lakers. That was stunning to see that. That was out of nowhere because everyone and their mother thought JJ was a lock to get the job, pretty much. And Woj reported it at like 7 o'clock this morning. And then Hurley confirmed the Lakers reports as he informed the team has spoken to the team, but it's business as usual for now. So, yeah. It would be crazy. I was listening to a little bit of Mason and Ireland out in Los Angeles, ESPN LA, yesterday for their takes. And John said that he doesn't think it was the Lakers that leaked it. But obviously it's not a done deal. And Woj seemed to think that's going to happen. Now it's going to be a Woj versus Shams war because Shams said they were zeroing in on JJ Redick yesterday. And now today, Woj with probably the biggest Woj bomb of the year so far, that the Lakers and Danny Hurley have been talking. So let's see if this actually happens. This would, like I said, absolutely be amazing if this were to happen. And the other big story from yesterday is that Juan Soto left the Yankee game due to a forearm injury, but it was pulled as a precaution during a rain delay. And Soto said that it doesn't hurt him when he swings or throws, but it's been sore for about a week. I would have never guessed that, considering hit those 2 home runs in San Francisco last weekend. Like, this kind of came out of nowhere, and now it's a big deal. And now the big series against the Dodgers doesn't have the hype that it would have if Soto was healthy. I don't expect Soto to play tonight. And quite frankly, I don't expect to see him against the Dodgers, period. But I could be wrong. Maybe he comes back Saturday and I'm wrong and he hits a home run. But, yeah, that's the other big story of the day. And back to the Hurley things. The sides are expected to discuss framework of the deal and what partnership would look like. That's supposed to be today, as Woj reported that yesterday. There was a terrible strike 3 call at the end of the Padres Diamondbacks game, and the broadcast booth was irate at the strike 3 call, and you have to see it to see how bad that call was. And bad news for the Padres too. Joe Musgrove injured, obviously. We talked about that, I believe, on yesterday's show. He has a bone spur. Timetable TBD after MRI. So, not looking good for the Padres. So, Bronny James had a strong Suns workout as pre-draft workout with other prospects focused on shooting drills. I don't think Bronny's getting picked in the first round. I just don't. And I could be wrong. So, we'll see about that. Adam Silver says the NBA may expand internationally as legal look at possibility of expansion teams outside of U.S. and Canada. That would be crazy. Lewis Robert is on the trade block as the White Sox are actively seeking packages for him. Wow, they're really blowing it up. And then GMs eye the Mets deadline stuff as team around the league, especially interested if Mets part ways with tradable players. And the Oakland Athletics want some home games outside of Vegas, as Athletics are requesting to play up to 8 home games at neutral location after Vegas ballpark is built. So the Utah NHL team is down to 6 names. I think it should be the Utah Yeti. I like the idea of them having the Yeti and the Jazz. And then Magic Johnson, of course, calls the possible Dan Hurley Lakers thing a game changer. Drake dropped $1 million of bets across the NBA and Stanley Cup with the Mavs and the Oilers. The Ducks and the Kings could go retro next season as they've been using modernized versions of the 90s logos. How about this? USA stuns Pakistan in cricket as Team USA upsets the powerhouse for historic victory in Texas. This is a big deal, according to Bleacher Report. Not good news for the Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Richardson experiencing soreness in shoulder that caused season-ending injury. Not great. And then Mike McDaniel of the Dolphins says that he's saving Odell for the season, as he says Odell isn't participating to preserve his body. That's smart. How about this? Chucky Loanzo to join San Diego FC, as he's going to be joining the newest MLS club for debut season next year. Shohei Ohtani hypes Paul Skeens and says that he has overall just really good stuff. How about this? J.J. McCarthy squarely behind Darnold. Nick Mullins has also been in front of McCarthy so far in camp. Not ideal for the Vikings, who took him with the high pick. Although it is training camp. Panthers assigned UFL star Dawood Davis pending physical. So that's really interesting as well. All right, now I'm going to do my NBA mock draft. I was supposed to do this in the previous segment before news and notes, but I was too excited to talk about Dan Hurley and the Lakers. So, without further ado, here we go. Number 1, the Atlanta Hawks. Sacher Richer, forward, France. Many people expect the Hawks to go with Alex Sarr here, but I could see Richer being the choice. Versatile player, sharpshooter. But he's someone that's worth the risk in a weak draft for the Hawks. 2, the Washington Wizards. Alex Sarr, center, France. The Wiz take the player to many feels the best in the class in Sarr. Elite rim protector. Really good in pick and roll. Number 3, the Houston Rockets from the Brooklyn Nets. Stephon Castle, guard, UConn. Courtesy of a pick swap in the James Harden trade. Or not a pick swap, but the James Harden trade and all the picks. The Rockets end up with the top 3 pick. Castle stock rose because of the great tournament. He has the size and two-way play that can make him a star. 4, the San Antonio Spurs. Reed Sheppard, guard, Kentucky. The Spurs need the most help at the guards, and Sheppard makes sense. He's a perfect player for today's league with his shot, creativity, athleticism, and passing. And he also has the upside to be another blue chipper from the draft. 5, the Detroit Pistons. Dejon Salon, wing, France. The Pistons need more talent around Cade Cunningham, and Salon would be an interesting fit. He has potential and upside to be a solid all-around player, as he showed in the LNB Pro A League playoffs. 6, the Charlotte Hornets. Mataz Belize, forward, ignite. The Hornets need more help around Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball, and Belize would be an interesting fit. He's someone that could help space the floor and score. 7, the Portland Trailblazers. Cody Williams, guard forward, Colorado. The Blazers take another guard here, and Williams to go with Anthony Simons, Shaden Sharp, and Scoot Henderson. He has great all-around play, three-point shooting, defense, and playmaking upside. Number 8, the San Antonio Spurs from the Toronto Raptors. Rob Dillingham, guard, Kentucky. Dillingham and Sheppard together would be a lot of fun, wouldn't it? He'd benefit for playing in the Spurs system. Dillingham, with his scrappiness and efficiency. 9, the Memphis Grizzlies. Dalton Knecht, guard, Tennessee. Knecht became in play to be a lottery pick after the fantastic year he had with the Vols. Knecht could start alongside John Moran or even come off the bench with his scoring touch. 10, the Utah Jazz. Ron Holland, forward, ignite. The fit here with Holland and the Jazz makes sense to go with Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler. Holland brings defense, energy, and versatility to the table, as well as high upside, despite not having a good year in the G League. 11, the Chicago Bulls. Nikola Topic, guard, Serbia. If Topic didn't tear his ACL, he would have been talked about as a top 5 pick. This would be a fun but risky pick for the Bulls. Topic, good all-around play, passing and playmaking, and good size. 12, the Oklahoma City Thunder from the Houston Rockets. Khalil Ware, center, Indiana. The Thunder's big weakness is their lack of size, and Ware would help the cause. Ware's a great athlete and has massive frame, and he'd also help space the floor and protect the rim. 13, the Sacramento Kings. Donovan Clingan, center, Connecticut. Clingan also benefited from being on the back-to-back national champions and could go in the lottery. Klingan's fit on this team would be interesting with Domantas Sabonis in the fold. Clingan plays super hard and has a solid all-around game. 14, the Portland Trailblazers from the Golden State Warriors. Jacoby Walker, guard, Baylor. The Blazers struggled shooting the ball last year, so it would make sense to double down on shooting with their lottery picks. Walker isn't the best athlete, but has a solid skill set and good length. 15, the Miami Heat. Devin Carter, guard, Providence. Apparently, Carter got a promise from a lottery team that they'd pick him. I mean, wouldn't Miami be the perfect fit for Carter? A good defender, three-point shooter. 16, the Philadelphia 76ers. Jared McCain, guard, Duke. I think this is a possible trade pick. But McCain's not a bad fit for the Sixers. Good IQ, and he shot well in the combine. 17, the Los Angeles Lakers. Carlton Carrington, guard, Pittsburgh. The Pelicans defer this pick to the Lakers, which is the right call considering the draft class next year is better. And there's possibilities with the Lakers pick being really good. Carrington has great playmaking ability and size for a point guard. 18, the Orlando Magic. Isaiah Collier, guard, USC. Collier was thought out to be a top 5 pick from a talent standpoint, but injuries and inconsistencies have hurt his stock. His game could translate to the league, and Collier and Paolo Banchero would be fun together. 19, the Toronto Raptors from the Indiana Pacers. Keyshawn George, forward, Miami. The Raptors got this pick in the Pascal Siakam deal, and that doesn't make up for the Jakob Poeltl thing, though, with the Spurs getting the 8th pick out of it. Karma bit him in the ass for tanking, obviously. George excels at spacing the floor and knockdown shooting. 20, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Johnny Furphy, guard, Kansas. Probably one of my favorite names in the draft. That and Carlton Carrington. The Cavs are a strong candidate to trade their pick for veteran help. And if they were to keep the pick, Furphy would be an interesting long-term play. Good transition player, good three-point shot. 21, the New Orleans Pelicans from the Milwaukee Bucks. Tyler Kolek, guard, Marquette. This would be a decent pick for the Pelicans, who can use an older, smarter player. He's a wizard with the ball and is a good decision-maker. 22, the Phoenix Suns. Kyle Filipowski, center, Duke. Despite the reports about the Suns wanting to trade the pick, Filipowski, not a bad fit here. The Suns could use some help at center. Filipowski has the mobility and shooting to succeed. 23, the Milwaukee Bucks from the New Orleans Pelicans. Zach Edey, center, Purdue. There is a world where Edey's picked higher than this, heck, even the lottery, considering he was back-to-back National Player of the Year. Brook Lopez isn't getting any other, so Edey would be an interesting long-term play here. 24, the New York Knicks from the Dallas Mavericks. Baylor Schreerman, guard, Creighton. I would like this pick for the Knicks. Gives him depth at shooting, makes threes, and he's a good playmaker. Kind of like DiVincenzo. That's who he kind of reminds me of. 25, New York Knicks. Tyler Smith, forward, ignite. Barring a trade with their second pick in a row, the Knicks get forward depth with Smith. He has the length and has a decent jump shot. 26, the Washington Wizards. Jalen Tyson, guard, Cal. With their second first rounder, the Wizards go with an interesting prospect in Tyson. He's shown a good scoring touch despite his height. 27, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Pacome Dadiet, forward, Germany. This would be an interesting possible draft and stash possibility for the T-Wolves or whomever picks them. Dadiet, one of the younger players in the draft, has good all-around skills. 28, the Denver Nuggets. DeRon Holmes, the second forward, Dayton. This feels like a match made in heaven. He's another first-round promise player. Holmes can stretch the floor and shoot it from 3, and that's what the Nuggets can use. 29, the Utah Jazz from the Oklahoma City Thunder. Trey Alexander, guard, Creighton. Whether it's the Jazz or someone else, Alexander at the spot is decent. Alexander has an intriguing skill set despite questions about speed and ability. And 30, the Boston Celtics. Tristan Da Silva, forward, Colorado. I think this is another possible trade to pick, but Da Silva would be an interesting pick for the Celtics. Good floor spacer and a decent athlete in the open floor. So there you have it for the mock draft.
Last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. I absolutely love the under 9 in the Royals-Mariners game. That is way out of whack. And I am going to lay 3/100ths of a unit on it. So, -9 at -108, and that will be my best bet for the day. So there you have it for the show, and I'll be back on Monday recapping everything, like I had to everything come Monday, and I'll have an NHL mock for you then as well. Have a great weekend, everyone.